Hi, my name's Colin. Stadia. Stadia, if you don't know, is a creation of Google and was supposed to revolutionize gaming forever. Now we live in 2022 and we know for a fact that didn't happen. Now the history of Stadia. The creation of Stadia was rumored to start around 2016, and this was being created by Google, who is best known for creating an interesting idea and then immediately dropping it, such as Google Glass, Google Plus, and Google Video, just video before YouTube. And in 2016, this project was codenamed Yeti. Now, the beginning of the end. The first bad decision that Google made in the creation of Stadia was hiring this man. This man. And if you don't know who this is Phil Harrison. And if you don't know why hiring this man was a bad decision to start out with, look no further than the disastrous launch of the Xbox One. Now during this time, Phil Harrison was actually the vice president of Microsoft and was heading up the Xbox One's launch and to sell this chunk of a thing. Now, I owned an Xbox One, so I have nothing against people that owned it. It just is a VCR looking piece of chunk. Not junk. It's just a chunk. It's like a VC. It's like the size of a fucking VCR. It's fucking huge. Now, some of the few reasons why the Xbox One launch was so horrible. Well, the chunk, as I'm going to refer to it from now on, cost $4.99. And the PS4, well, I'll just let this clip tell you.
I'm very proud to announce that PlayStation 4 will be available at $399.
It was planned to always be online. And the sharing of games and the system that they had for it, for the Xbox One, was laughable. And once again, Sony comes with this video.
This is how you share your games on PS4. Thanks.
PlayStation.
The amount of fuck you energy in that video is just chef's kiss, just beautiful. I love that video. It's fucking hilarious. And just to add a little more salt onto the wound, Phil Harrison, this man that we're talking about, he was quoted as saying that no one wanted to play single player games anymore, and they were only trying to release online games. Let's can we just put up like a couple photos of like the single player PlayStation games? Yeah, let's just. Can we put the sales number for Elden Ring real quick? Yeah. That's that quote aged like something else. So then after he left Microsoft, basically Google came in and was like, "Hey, you have experience in the games industry. You want to fuck up another major gaming thing?" Phil Harrison responds, "Do I fucking ever?" And so he was made as the head of Stadia. Now let's fast forward to the official reveal of Stadia at GDC 2019. Just to emphasize like the warning signs that were thrown at us throughout this entire process that Stadia has been in the public consciousness. The beginning of this presentation, the CEO of Google at the time gave this quote.
Thank you all for joining us. I suppose I should start out with a confession. I'm actually not a big gamer, though I do play FIFA 19 quite a bit and really enjoy how immersive it is.
And honestly, the highlight of this entire presentation was MatPat was there and he hyped this up better than the people that were actually involved in this project. Again, another just blatant warning sign that this was a bad thing and was not going to go anywhere. This reveal showed us such things as the controller. We'll get to why I even have a Stadia controller. We'll get to that. Do not worry. What Stadia was in general, and that it wasn't really a console. It was more a service for games. The biggest selling point, honestly, was that you were able to play any game as long as the device that you had a Chrome browser installed, which is a cool idea because most everybody has Chrome installed on their laptop or work computer or phone or wherever. And also that you could switch playing from one device to the next. I'll let this clip play of this guy switching from device to device. And just look at that face. He really is enjoying the heck out of that. He's having so much fun with AC Odyssey. So much fun. So much. And also that it had very little load times. Now it all sounded fantastic, and it sounded too good to be true, and it really was. Now this is the very first streaming service for games to ever be released, and I think the reason why this got shoved out the door so fast is because Google wanted to be the first in this space to get something out there, which, for better or for worse, that was their plan. And I don't think it didn't go well for them. It just didn't. Now after this presentation, a little bit later, beta testers were actually able to get a hold on this thing, and they were able to test it out. And the results were, well, I'll just let this one clip play that went viral at the time. With an internet connection, which is like a baseline that most people have, it's very hard to get a good streaming quality as well. The graphics weren't great. Just everything wasn't very good, and not as good as what they promised in that GDC 2019 presentation. In this image that showed the graphics quality and the resolution at what bandwidths and what internet that you had, it turned out 4K wasn't even available at that time yet when it first released. Also, when it released, the wireless controller at release wasn't even able to be wireless. It had to be wired at the time. Like, what the fuck? Now, when Stadia officially launched, it launched with a Founders Edition at $129 US. And it came with a special looking controller, which was a different color from the base white controller. It also came along with the Chromecast Ultra and 3 free months of Stadia Pro. This allowed you to plug it into your TV, and it's basically just a Google's version of Roku, is my best way to describe it. Now let's go over the subscription model for this Stadia and games as a service model that Google came up with. First of all, I'll list all the games that were free for Stadia Pro, and you got all these games. And just look at this list, man. Look at this. Is come on. If you want to play any other game besides these games, you had to pay for a digital copy of that game. And that meant if Stadia ever goes offline, there goes your copy. You can't play it anymore. One thing that I thought had a little bit of validity and I had hoped for was Google having their own game studio specifically for Stadia. And it was named Stadia Games and Entertainment. And it was set up in March of 2019. And it was promptly shut down February 1st, 2021. Yep. Cool, guys. Cool. This affected 150 employees that got onto this project, and also the head of that studio, Jade Raymond, who's actually pretty famous in the industry. She left Google that day. Now, I randomly got an email saying that I could claim a free Stadia Pro package thing because I pay for YouTube Premium. I know, you can judge me all you want. I can't handle ads, and most of the content that I consume is on YouTube. Whatever, I get it. Go ahead, roast me. That's fine. But anyways, I got a free Stadia Pro package, which came with the controller, the Google Roku, and this janky ass plug-in thing that you have to plug into the wall and has an Ethernet adapter on the back. And you plug it into the Chromecast Ultra, and you have to plug it into the wall as well. And God, that's it. That's literally it. This, mind you, this costed $130 at launch. This is ridiculous. Now, I'll give you my personal product review. It's bad. It's really bad. It's really, really, really bad. I don't have a bad internet connection. I really don't. But the input lag and just the constant frame drops and the resolution it's awful. It does not work at all. I've tried in multiple places and it's like, there's no reason to get this. Like, who is this for? Who is this for? It's so bad. Why, Google? Why? Also, I have to talk about the controller for a second. These triggers, you hear those? Just like plastic, pure plastic, and they're so like, just nothing. Like the buttons are okay. The joysticks are just like basic joysticks, but like everything just feels so cheap. Like, and it doesn't really fit well in the hand. Oh God, it's so bad. Stick around to the end of the video to see something fun happen to this. So I would suggest never buying Stadia, ever. And I will give a recommendation to what to buy instead. Now, the sub-story of all of this is Phil Spencer. Love you, Phil. I love you, Phil. Basically, Phil was on the Xbox team and part of Microsoft during the time of the Xbox One release. I don't know when he started in Microsoft, but I know he was there at that time with Phil Harrison. The two Phils. The battle of the Phils. And, I mean, the Phil with the head of hair. Let's just, come on. Now, after the Xbox One release, basically he sat down with the head of Microsoft at the time, and they were basically like, hey, can you salvage this at all? Can you salvage this at all? And Phil Spencer was like, yes. But I need to do one thing. I need to bring all of these things together. I can't have everything separated. I need these game devs over here. I need the marketing team over here. I need everything under one part. And it worked. And it took some time because Xbox had completely destroyed a lot of their reputation and not had a lot of good releases for many years there. But he's done a fantastic job with, now, this is what I'm talking about, where it's the revenge of Phil Spencer. He took over Xbox after Phil Harrison left, and Phil Harrison took over Stadia, and Stadia is just a giant ass flop. Phil Spencer, on the other hand, he's been playing the long game. He's been building up Xbox, and he came out with this little thing, this little service called Game Pass, and alongside it, beta testing xCloud, basically Stadia but better. And it basically made it so that you could play like any of your Xbox games on your mobile devices or like anything and stream it on xCloud. And it's great because Xbox fans already had a catalog of games in their accounts, so they already had games to play. And alongside that, they released Game Pass, which is like $5 a month, and you just get like a shit ton of games. It is crazy good for the amount of money that you spend per month. Game Pass is the best deal in gaming ever, honestly. It is just, you get so much for your money. It's crazy. And it's fantastic. I've used it personally, and I absolutely love it. And that's my video about Stadia. This is a bit of a shorter video, but this is a video that I've been wanting to make for a very long time. And it's crazy that some people actually defend Stadia in any way possible. Even now with xCloud and Game Pass existing in general, it just blows my mind. And also, it's just, I don't even. But anyways, thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.